Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast. And for this year, I thought I would add something new to the channel. Something that had been missing for the past 6 years. And that is the most popular scale out there, 1/64 scale. The reason why I had so far not collected 1/64 scale is because the only companies I knew were Matchbox, Majorette, and Hot Wheels. And those, let's be honest, are marketed towards kids. They have big wheels, not much detail, cost $1 or $2, and it's usually the fancy liveries or being able to race them on a track that make people buy them. But recently I found out about other companies like Greenlight, Tomica, and Johnny Lightning that made me interested in this scale. But for today's video, I thought I would show you the stuff I grew up with. These are the 1/64s from my childhood. So there's quite a bit of vintage stuff in here. And back when I was little, a car was a car. But now that I'm older, I'll try to go through my collection one by one, and let's see if we can actually identify the cars. Perhaps you can help me out in the comments section. Let's get started. So for our first model, let us start with this bus. Now, I'm not sure if this is 1/64 scale or 187, but this is definitely one of the bigger toys that I used to play with when I was little. And you can see the interior has a lot of seats. There's even a driver there. And down here it says it's from a company called Shinsai. So yeah, what does it say back here? Limousine, I think. Limousine bus. Pullback mechanism, of course. But yeah. Moving on, we have another bus here. Now this one's a lot more classic looking. This is from the 1950s, I think. It says Pretty Cafe here. Has a really cool graphic. Like a woman in a scarf chilling at a tropical location. I think I painted these headlights when I was small. Then over here it's the exact same logo again. Interior has white seats this time. And the driver is on the left. It's got two small sunroofs and doesn't say anything here except, of course, made in China. Still works. Pullback mechanism, and of course here is where you would actually have the destination written on a little plaque. Moving on, we have this emergency vehicle here for like a doctor who has to get to places really quick. I think this is a Jeep. Can't be opened except for the hood, which does open. Got a little bit of an engine inside. Front is unpainted. Wheels are extremely damaged and wobbly. Look at that. But yeah, it says paramedic in German. It's got the red cross on its hood and a little bit of detailing, as well as a spare wheel. Then we have a more modern version of this. This is obviously a Mercedes G-Wagon. It says 24 hours towing rescue. It's got those siren lights. Blue tinted windows. Not much interior detail. Over here it says Mercedes-Benz 280 GE. Matchbox International Limited. Copyright 1984. So this thing is like Almost 40 years old now, this model. That is pretty cool. It says auto rescue here on the hood. Next up, we have a little blue car. This looks like a Japanese import. Not sure what it is. On the hood it says fine fire good. Completely black tinted windows so you can't see inside. Of course, you're made in China again. Not much else going on this one. Then we have a really interesting excavation vehicle. Like, this is the sort of stuff you'll find in a mine, or like one of those open air ones, you know, the big pit and everything. It's meant to haul huge amounts of gravel and whatnot. Driver sits here. These things are huge in real life. Like, the size of a human would maybe be about this much. This mechanism works. This is Hot Wheels. Mattel. Look at this. 1979. That's even older. Pretty cool. Then we have a Ford Econoline or GMC Vandura or a Gen 2 Dodge Ram van. Hard to say. And this is in the German fire rescue. Not much going on here. I mean, it's just your typical van. And then we have two more of them. This one being in the Polizei police version with green, because that's the German police. The Austrian would be blue. And of course it's painted in white. And finally, we have the ambulance version. Like tinted windows and everything. These are not like completely blocked out. You can actually see through them, but they're just very heavily tinted. And then moving on, we have a really interesting military vehicle. Now, what it says down here is that this is made by Matchbox, Rollamatics, number 15 Badger, made in England, Lesney Production Company, 1973. It's got like a little satellite, radar sort of thing at the top. Like the tools at the side. Double doors at the back. Green tinted windshields. So yeah, that looks kind of cool. Next up, we have a bus. Again, not sure if this is 1/64 scale or 1/87, but it's the Alitalia airport shuttle, I think. You can see a few people there inside. Seats are beige. It's got sunroofs. And this is from Majorette. 187, yeah. Made in France. Minibus. Okay. Next up, we have a garbage disposal vehicle. Probably also 187. It's got 3 singing waste bins. And the mechanism actually works here. Look at that. You can open it up, stays open. This whole part is made out of plastic. The truck itself is made out of metal and shuts. This is from Majorette. Oh no, it's actually 1/100 scale, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, we have a German post van. This is a Mercedes-Benz. I'm not sure what van it is though. I tried to paint these in black when I was young. See here, it's got the post symbol. Probably one of the more frequently played toy cars when I was young, because you can see a lot of it is just metal coming off. This is made by Siku. And these wheels are plastic. It's even got like the license plate at the back. Not separately painted or anything, but integrated into the casting. So yeah. Then we have this more modern version, because it's entirely made out of plastic. And I remember getting this as part of a magazine, I think. Ambulance, of course. This is the German emergency ambulance number. It's got a little clown doctor here. Of course, unlicensed. But this is probably also a Mercedes. I think this one even had like a button where you could actually get these lights to function, because you have here a battery compartment. And this was manufactured in 2004. So, oh yeah, it was part of a McDonald's Happy Meal or something. Battery doesn't. Oh yeah. That's cool. So it still works. The battery still works, because I never really played too much around with it. Kind of funny. And you switch it off right here. And then, let's see. We'll just do this first. So this is a really cool and cute looking toy Mercedes. I mean, I've never seen something like this. This reminds me of those bigger cars that like 3 or 4-year-old kids sort of ride around on the pavement, where you'd have a big hole cut here where they can actually sit inside. No idea where I got this from though. But yeah. pretty funny. Coming back to the RVs, don't have a lot of them in my collection, but this is definitely one of them. This is an Iveco RV, and you can actually see a little bit inside. It does have like a little kitchen in there. I don't know if you can see that. With like a sink and a table, and like a chair there, or a bench I should say. Then here at the front, got of course more seats. And here's the main door. Little sunroof. It's the back. And this is also made by Siku. Next we move on to some American Chevys. You can see right there. Chevrolet symbol. These are, I think, from the 80s or 70s. It's got like a star logo. Heavily tinted glass again, but you can't even see inside this one. And what does it say? Chevrolet. That's it. Also says Chevrolet on the liftgate. And we have the exact same model, but in a different livery. This is the German ADAC highway sort of car services. You basically pay a monthly subscription, and then you're entitled to call them when your car breaks down, and they'll tow it or repair it. Same Chevy. Interestingly, it doesn't say Chevrolet on the bottom though, on this one. And also not on the liftgate. Next up, we have a truck again. Now this one is a Volvo. And there's nothing on the truck bed. Probably 187 scale again. Not much to see inside the cabin. And this is made by Matchbox. 1981, I think. So this one's also pretty old. Volvo T90 or F90. What is that? That's a T90, I think. No, that's a 1:90 scale. This is a 190 scale. Okay. And here we have a bigger car. Now, this one is a Fiat. And it's made by Burago. It's the Fiat Cinquecento 143 scale, made in Italy before they started moving production over to China. Wheels look horrible as your typical 143 Burago quality. Paint is also pretty bad in its shape, but interior you can see a little inside. Yeah, nothing special about this one. But at least the headlights are separate pieces. Anyhow, the next one is... I'm not sure what car this is. A Mazda RX-7 possibly? It's got an 85 livery. Some sort of pace car maybe. Doesn't say anything at the bottom. But I'm pretty sure this is 164 scale and not 187, because they would be smaller. And here, at the back, we have two emergency vehicles. This one is, of course, a fire engine or a fire truck. Probably something's missing here. This front part is metal, but this is plastic. And then the exact same vehicle, but with a different thing on the truck bed. Now this one I think actually even says what it is. It just says track. I can't get her to focus more than this. So again, the front cabin is in metal and the back is in plastic, so you have two different green tones here. Now this part actually opens up, as you can see right there. And over here we have a yellow Ferrari. I think this is a Ferrari 328 because the 308 had like louvers up here and nothing here, but the 328 has the louvers here in the middle and nothing up here on the wheel arches. So this is a Ferrari 328, and not much else to say really. It's got a blue tinted windshield. And the exact same model is over here in black. With like a good something ASTE written on the hood. Number 3. And the seats are actually in silver, so it's got that 80s look to it. This one is also a Ferrari 328. Very chrome looking. And then over here, we have an interesting, probably Japanese car. Is this a Toyota? I don't know. Chrome windshields, so you can't see inside. Flashy livery with like a, look at this. It's like a tornado. So it's definitely a Hot Wheels. So over here, you've got the Hot Wheels logo. And let's see what it says here at the bottom. Hot Wheels 1996 Mattel. Doesn't say what car it is though. Wheels also look kind of cool. Next up, we have another black car. This one is a Jaguar XJS. I think you can tell by the headlights, which are a little hard to see, but the iconic tail end is that of a Jaguar XJS. Wheels are black. It's got the number 6 livery. The interior is beige, but you can't see much. Made in China. And next up, we got a really interesting car here. This is definitely bigger. This is more like 143. And this is, I believe, a De Tomaso Pantera. Something that I cannot find for any budget in the modern world of model cars, because I think Hot Wheels once made this in 118. Really long time ago. So it's Falcon over here, number 4. Underneath it's pretty flat. Doesn't say which company made this. Wheels are also a little out of shape. But yeah. Moving on. We have here another one of my favorite cars that I played a lot with. So again, the paint is coming off everywhere. And this is a Honda Prelude. Even says down here, it's from Majorette. Honda Prelude. This is 158 scale, I think. Really weird. It's a little bigger than 164. The doors actually, see if I can focus this. The doors open on this one, as you can see, which is pretty nice. Windshield's all yellowed out, or maybe it was yellow from the beginning itself, but it's definitely dirty. Not much to say apart from the Honda logo at the front. The back has a little Honda symbol as well. And here is one of the more interesting cars in this collection. This is a stretch limousine, and it's actually a Cadillac stretch limousine. So maybe it was based on the Fleetwood platform. It's got the opera lights, as they were called, and the doors actually open on this one. It's all rusted because I played so much with it. It's got that limousine spoiler at the back with your typical Cadillac taillights. Interior is beige, black steering wheel, and then it even has like a mechanism for the sunroof to open and close. Again, I do not know who made this. It just is made in China, so probably 1/64 scale. But yeah. They don't make them like this anymore, do they? At least I've had trouble finding one Cadillac stretch limousine in this scale. And over here, we have a BMW. This looks like a 5 Series, I think. Probably the E34. It says Speed with blue tinted windows. Made in China. Not much else going on. And then we have a Mercedes-Benz. This is an estate wagon, and the rear hatch is missing on it, unfortunately. Steering wheel is in silver. The lights are separate pieces. And this is made by Majorette. This is a Mercedes 300 TE. Moving up to a more interesting car. I have trouble identifying this one, but it has a really flashy livery. Number 53. This is made by Matchbox. It's a Tanzara, number 53, made in England, 1972. Lesney Products. It's got a really interesting golden interior. And it even has an opening part, which is this hood or rear engine cover that sort of flips up. And you can see there's a V8 in there. It's really interesting. Let me know in the comments if you know what car this is, because I have no idea what it is. Definitely a race car though. And then of course we have the Aston Martin DB5 with like this ejection seat or whatever this is, where the passenger just gets ejected out because the driver is over here. Barely closes. It's really hard for me to close this. But yeah, this is a DB5. It even has like a little button there. That's probably what made it open in the first place, but then over time this hood became extremely, or this roof became extremely fragile, so it sort of opens up like that. This is made by Corgi. Corgi is famous for making Aston Martins. About 2 years ago, I reviewed a 140 scale, or I think it was 136, Aston Martin DB10 by Corgi, so you should check out that review. This is made in Britain, so it's definitely 1979. Very old. So it even has the Aston Martin logo up here. Next up, we have another Jeep. The really cool golden eagle logo on the hood. Massive tires. And again, you have those spade, like the tools and everything. Now this one is made by Matchbox. It's 4x4 Jeep, made in Macau. It used to be a Portuguese colony. From 1981. So yeah. Certainly looks interesting. Right-hand drive, of course. Even has a fuel tank here at the back. Like a little fuel canister. And then we have this vehicle here. Now, this is from the telephone company. They used to have these vehicles to fix telephone poles or mount new ones. Unit 4. Probably a GMC with blue tinted windows. And this thing is also like, goes pretty far up and then can even be turned. And at the bottom it says utility truck, Matchbox International, made in Thailand, from 1989. Moving to the front row, over here we have a Le Mans vehicle, I think. This is definitely more like a prototype kind of car. Grand Prix International. It's got the number 46 on it. And this is made by Matchbox. It's a Group C racer made in Thailand. From the year 1984. Scale 155. So an in-between scale. Smaller than 143 and bigger than 164. Like a massive spoiler. And a bright interior. Speaking of race cars, we have here a Formula 1 car. Now this I got more recently, like maybe 10 years ago or something. Has a sponsored toy from a pharmaceutical company. This is made by Willy, so rubber is coming off though, broken. And over here is a really interesting fox body Mustang. You can see it says so on the hood. It even has like a little hood scoop, red interior. The back is missing the glass. However, it can be opened, and inside you even have a little rucksack and a pair of shoes. This is a Mustang on the side with the pony. And underneath, it's from Majorette, Mustang SVO. And finally, this was one of my favorite toys to play with when I was a kid, and it's basically a huge shell fuel tanker. And I played with it so much that the chrome on the tank is like all sort of beginning to fade off. But yeah, it's also missing two of its headlights. And the exhausts are made out of plastic. It's got the horns at the top. And this is made by Matchbox. It's a 1981 Peterbilt, made in Thailand. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. I hope you liked my assortment of various 1/64 scale, 187, maybe 155, and the occasional 143 toys. What I'm thinking about doing this year is collecting proper 1/64 scale cars from the aforementioned companies, Greenlight, Johnny Lightning, and so on, which do have far more quality than these toys that I showed you here. But I wanted to show you this collection because perhaps you found the occasional interesting color that you may have never seen before, especially if you're a 1/64 scale collector, and wanted to give you like a little window into my past as to the stuff that I grew up with. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, keep your eyes peeled for more reviews that I will be doing this year. Of course, I'm still gonna stick to my old scales as well, like 118, 124, 143, and so on, but you will see the occasional 1/64 model. So thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you in the next review. Take care. This is Imperial Diecast, signing out.